So I'll go through a couple things while he's looking for that. So these statistics are important. Again, you got forced inoculations in various areas now. The U.S. government gets kickbacks on Gardasil. That's a fact. Okay, you got to understand that. That's why they're pushing for these forced inoculations. Vaccines and other drugs, the U.S. government then passes laws to prevent lawsuits from the public, which is what they did. The vaccine, in fact, the vaccine fund comes from taxpayer money. Taxpayer money, ladies and gentlemen. So the vaccine industry fund is not from the pharmaceutical companies that made the tax. Oh, no. It's like GE pays no taxes. Okay, no, the globalists don't pay any taxes. Criminals don't pay anything. They take everything, collectivize, and leave you with the bill. Look at it this way. You pay $200,000 for your house, they take your house, and you walk away. And you do it with a smile. You love it, because you don't realize you're being enslaved. That's what it is. I mean, in a little bit of a radical explanation of it, but that is what it is. So the government now gives all of these corporations that's why they want mandated shots. That's why they keep pushing for mandated because these corporations run the government. It really is communism, because they're really running the show. Their interests are making everything happen. The people that have very little voice, I mean, and the ones that speak, they call them terrorists. Okay, so going through this particular information, the denial of rights under color of law is coming. The U.S. government gives tax money to researchers. This is current, right now. The U.S. government gives tax money to researchers who can develop a profitable drug or vaccine technology. Absolutely factual. All of that earmark money, all those trillions of dollars that are in our federal budget, there's some of it going. Here's where some more of it goes. The U.S. government then patents the technology, drug, or vaccine. The U.S. government then licenses the patent to the pharmaceutical companies. And then the U.S. government declares the product is safe and effective. The U.S. government then gets a cut of the profits from the drug or vaccine. Starting to make sense now? The U.S. government then passes laws that protect these companies from lawsuits. The U.S. government then uses tax dollars to buy drugs for free distribution. Right? You know, you see you see Montel Williams, and he's on there, call this thing, and the bus will come to your house and give you drugs. If you don't make enough money, AstraZeneca can help, you know, come on. If you can't afford your drugs, we'll get them for free. Nothing is for free! Wake up! It's like selling a free alarm system. You get a free alarm system, but you got to pay $40 a month for 5 years. How is that free? But you think it's free? All right. Okay. The U.S. government then increases profits for the drug company stockholders, like John McCain, who made like $25 million doing it. How nice. George Bush, Donald Rumsfeld, former board directors for Gilead Sciences, which is the Tamiflu product. The U.S. government is also involved in racketeering at the expense of human life and should be treated as any other street corner drug peddler. Just, hey, they drug peddle. The CIA brings cocaine on record, and we're guarding heroin fields in Afghanistan. That's why we have to stay there to protect liberty and freedom.
And don't forget all the pills.
And the pills.
That's the big thing now, too. I think more people are probably addicted to pills than the other drugs now.
You're right about that. In America, it's not heroin here. I mean, but the heroin, they really need to sell it. That's their profit thing. And then,
yeah,
of course,
it's in a lot of the
and then, of course, the criminal banks that took all the people's property, like Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, Wachovia, they got busted transporting, I should say laundering drug $378 billion of drug money, and got hit with a $160 million fine. Okay? Come on, people. We have to stop this tyranny. This is criminal. The people are being fleeced. We're all suffering. There's unemployment and all of this because of the collectivists. The New World Order. This is what we're here fighting against every Friday and every Saturday. So please keep tuning in. This is Informed Radio. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, give us a call, 772-905-3018. So Vince, did you find that piece, that passage?
I couldn't find the exact name of it. I found some stuff. Over here is a copy, which is top secret, that he took, showing the Department of Defense for 1970 right there, yeah, for AIDS. That's because the military was engineering it. I got some information on the other side I'll read off. This is what a little bit written. In 1969, 3 years before the World Health Organization request, the United States Defense Department requested and got $10 million to make the AIDS virus in labs. So there was a bunch of labs. As a political ethnic weapon to be used mainly against blacks.
Oh my God.
The feasible program and labs were to have been completed by 1974, 1975. The virus between 74 and 79. The World Health Organization started to inject AIDS-laced smallpox vaccines into over 100 million Africans in 1977.
That's why there's so much AIDS in Africa, ladies and gentlemen. It was done intentionally. It's genocide, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't somebody that had sex with a monkey or something like that, or you ate a monkey. People. Right, exactly.
And over 2,000 young white male homosexuals. This was called Trojan Horse in 1978 with the hepatitis B vaccine through the Centers for Disease Control in New York Blood Center. And now the AIDS virus is on the streets and in the drugs. Please wake up. And he has some more stuff here. But,
incredible.
Created.
Incredible information. That's what they do. Frank Olson died from it. I've got a book here also, Secrets and Lies. Great book, A History of the CIA Torture and Bioweapons Experiments. The information about that came out here as well. Frank Olson was one of the first people that, they have incredible bioweapons that they could put on us. It's just unbelievable. And blame it on either, an enemy. That's what they do. False flag events. That's what it's called.
Just spray it out like the chemtrails.
Spray it out as a chemtrail, and it can just, over time, you become sick. You wonder why there is. Actually, there are many reports now of people having problems with breathing. Respiratory ailments are up, and
why are the bees dying?
Why are the bees dying? And the bats are having this funny.
Howard?
Yay! Hey, what's going on? Truth War.
How you doing? Hey, you have a caller.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Oh,
you're on air.
Yeah, he tried to break in a second ago, but now he's hung up.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I don't know. I must have missed it. I didn't see it come up. Actually, now I have some board help here now as well. Truth, aside from Vinny, who's doing the show with me. So, is there something that we could notify or see when that happens, when they call in here? If I'm on the where is it?
Well, usually I put in chat that you have a caller.
Okay.
But I know you don't see the chat. So.
Yeah, normally I don't. I'll try to work that out because I'm trying to get another. I got somebody else that could look at it now. Anyway, good for that. And by the way, this is Truth War. He is the warrior for truth, and certainly my right hand man here. He's kept this show going. If it wasn't for him, there would be no show, I must say. And thank you again, Truth, for all your help always.
Okay, caller's calling back.
Great.
Thank
you.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, this is Howard Nema. You're on the air.
Howard.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? This is Alec. I'm with Lever Change, Connecticut. What's up, Vinny?
How you doing, Alec?
Hey, Alex.
All right. I just called in. I just caught the last 10 minutes of the show. I just got home. Just wanted to make a couple comments about the vaccines and everything.
Go right ahead.
Well, first off, Robert Kennedy Jr. has a book out called The League. Let me take a look real quick. Deadly Immunity. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but Robert Kennedy Jr. Himself even stated that at birth, children are given the hepatitis B shot and has 400 times the FDA required dosage for a 220-pound man that they give to a child at birth. Also, if you go to the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control Center, they have the statistics on the website that like, for instance, in 2002, in Alabama, about only 2,500 people had autism. In 2006, it spiked to over 6,000. And then you have, for instance, like Arizona, who had in 2002 6,000, and then in 2006 it spiked up to 12,000. So, like, I think they're related with vaccines and autism and all other sorts of things.
Well, it's like everything else, though, Alex. It's like, they don't want to look into this. They don't want to investigate this. They don't want to investigate 9/11 because when there's a lack of willingness to truly investigate independently, you must concede that there's got to be some sort of a reason for it that's not that's detrimental to the business or detrimental to the regime in this case. So
you know what? Well, I have a personal story if you have time, but it only takes
yeah,
about
of course,
a minute.
We're on the air. You're live across the world.
Yeah,
because he has.
I have a 1-year-old son. His name is Avon. His birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. But we had, he was a premature baby, and we had the baby in Hartford here in Connecticut. And quickly, we were going through a lot of tests, and we were back and forth to the hospital a lot. He was 2 months early, due to the doctor's fault, believe it or not. And the quick thing about this is that the nurses that we were talking to throughout this whole couple of weeks, making sure that he was fine, they scared us, said that he had cystic fibrosis when it was easily testable, the testimony of the parents for cystic fibrosis. They were just giving us a muck, But what happened was 2 days home, the second day that my son was home, I had DCF knocking at my door because they said that I was a quote unquote in the report. The lady thought I was a conspiracy theorist. She said that that I might be putting my child's health in danger because I kind of argued about the stuff they didn't want to do, and they were injecting all these things into him, not explaining to me what they're putting in him. And just being an objective got me and my fiance having DCF knocking at our door saying, what's going on. And of course they found nothing. The investigation turned up fine. We have a beautiful home and not drug addicts or anything, but we're concerned parents. And like I said, they lie to people all the time, and it's the people don't want to wake up is because it will turn the world upside down. How do you watch Jersey Shore and American Idol and all this stuff and Monday Night Football when you got tyrannical people who are running in your government?
Yep.
Amazing that you say that, Alex. It's like we're speaking from the same mouth. I mean, this is unbelievable, but it's so true because you hit it right on the head. Look at this. I mean, I had a similar problem, but it was different. My son, unfortunately, he was pumped up with a lot of vaccines, as much as he had until I woke up, and then he went to the doctor now to go to school for 7th grade. You're supposed to get these rounds of shots, and I just was like, well, no, I'm going to sign the waiver, just like that. And they were like, the nurse was like, you should have. It looked as though like it was almost like I was like an alien or something,
Exactly. And what, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they're not used to that.
Right. Not only that, but that I knew it. No, she was somewhat awake, but this is like I'm saying, people in the healthcare community are awake and still complicit in this because it's part of what they do. And they don't get involved, they just do what they're told, like good little Nazis. Meanwhile, I have a conversation with her, the nurse, and I told her, why don't you do some research, Dr. Blaylock's research on what it does to the brain, how these neurotoxins are affecting your brain, they're basically dumbing you down. And all these other things. Mercury, so of course. And she actually conceded knowledge to that there is problems with these vaccines. She might have seen some incredible events over the course of some years giving children vaccines. But again, like my friend Jason Perkel, who is a doctor here, a pediatrician here in Torrington, he claims with all the doctors in his office, no one's ever had a problem. And I should call him out on it. Actually, I should actually research that to see if it's true. I hope it is. But I mean, there's obviously a problem. And look what happened with you look at this. Then you say no. They want to put you in jail now. In Australia, they want to take away your benefits, $2,100 of tax credits if you don't vaccinate.
And right here in Ansonia, Connecticut.
Well, that's
Alec, one of my other friends here in Ansonia, Connecticut. I was explaining everything to him and his wife about vaccines. So they were awakened, and they had a 1 and a 2-year-old. Didn't want to vaccinate it. They got letters and they wouldn't answer, and then finally they got a letter saying that DCF was going to come and take their children away.
Exactly, and it's not even legal. They're criminals.
So then he takes his 1-year-old son to be vaccinated. He goes home. 102 fever, rushed back to the hospital where he's told this is normal. So
a friend of mine, Angie,
they know.
happened to her. It happened to her kids, and she had taken a flu shot and had a bad reaction, and she woke up to the whole thing. My cousin and it so happens that her name is also Angela. My cousin Angela, in Florida, has an autistic son. He was fine until he got his 3rd booster shots. He was fine. He was normal